there, and welcome to Teller Time, a space for stories, voices, and the heartbeat of Woodland Park. I'm your host, Thom Seehafer, coming to you from the Pikes Peak Community Center, located at the intersection of Highway 67 and 24, also being sponsored by the Ute Pass Historical Society. And speaking of the Ute Pass Historical Society, our own Charlie Chambers, my sound editor, played in the vintage baseball game a couple of weeks ago at the Rockledge Ranch to start creating excitement for the vintage baseball game that is coming to Hayden Park, being played by the Divide Firemen on October 11th in Divide. He's going to tell us a little bit about his experience and what we can look forward to with the upcoming baseball game and something with potatoes and soup. Take it away, Charlie.
That's right. Thank you very much, Tom. And I want to tell you, that game coming October 11th, that the firemen are so jazzed. They're really pumped up for this game, literally. And so I can tell you that this game is actually against the Colorado State Vintage Baseball Association teams. And they do this around the state of Colorado. They even go into New Mexico and play games there as well. Some people have seen them up in Victor, Colorado at the, I forgot the name of that field up there, the bowl, the Gold Bowl, I believe it's called. And it's an outstanding event. So the game that was played at Rockledge Ranch that I had a few innings in it's a regular game they do every year. And there was a couple of thousand people at that game. It was really extraordinary. And so I got to play a few innings and found out I had muscles I totally forgot about. I was sore for a few days afterwards, let me tell you. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And the way they do it, they put on a big show. It's really extraordinary how they do it. They have ladies walking around in vintage wear with signs saying, protesting they want to vote. And there's a cow in left field with a big target on its side. And, there's just a lot of fun. It's a big, fun game with the peanuts, popcorn, and Cracker Jacks. They sing the old songs, and they do a lot. And we're trying to replicate that and Divide and start an annual event. So this will be the inaugural. The Parks Department is just sprucing the field up. It's going to be really nice. If you come out, we'd love to have you out. It's going to be, we encourage a $5 donation, but you're going to be able to see a lot of things you don't normally see at a baseball game. So it's just a lot of fun on October 11th at 1:00 in Hayden Park Field. So that's what I got for you.
All right. Well, he walked away. He's still walking. Doesn't seem like he had any injuries from the game. So body still must be doing good.
Oh,
yeah.
I hung in there, man. It was fun. I got a base hit.
There you go.
And I caught 2 fly balls for outs.
All right. Well, thanks, Charlie. So all you past, present, and future ball players, come out, watch the game, go back in time, and see what old-fashioned baseball games were all about. Just remember, they serve peanuts, Cracker Jack, hot dogs, cotton candy, ice cream, hamburgers, maybe even birch beer was back then, or root beer. So it's going to be a big thing. So we're going to try and take you back in time a little bit and make it, like Charlie said, an annual
And Tom,
event.
I got to tell you, we're going to try to get all those things now.
Yeah.
I know we're going to have the Cracker Jacks, popcorn, and peanut stuff. Cotton candy, we got to figure that one out.
Okay.
And the other one, ice cream and root beer. There's a melt fest that can happen, so we don't know how we're going to do that yet.
We'll see. But anyone listening, if you know a cotton candy person or ice cream person, have them get in touch with us.
That's right.
All right. So my guest this morning is Geri Reffel, a lady very involved in the community in a lot of different ways. She's going to tell us in so many words what she is involved in. But we're going to start a little bit with some questions for her. First one being, Geri, what first brought you to Woodland Park and what made you stay?
Well, I'm a native Coloradan. I grew up in Denver, and the craziness in Denver about 7 years ago was getting to me. I've always loved the mountains. I happened to come down to the balloon festival in Colorado Springs and decided I wanted to come up here because my plan was to get a truck and RV and to travel around when I retired.
Right.
So I came up here and I found a beautiful little cabin in Woodland Park RV Park. And I went back to town and told my boss that I had worked for 11 years that I was quitting.
Okay.
And he almost passed out. I gave him 6 weeks notice. In 6 weeks, I was back. I was here.
Nice.
And I love the mountains.
So that, how many years does that put you here now?
In October will be 7.
Okay.
I love to fish and camp. So I'm in heaven here.
Good place to do it. Yes.
Yes.
So what does community mean to you? And what have you felt, where have you felt it most strongly in here?
Well, it was funny because when I moved down here, I knew absolutely no one. I knew no one. And it was the year before COVID. And I just kind of was searching around, looking at things. And when COVID hit, I kind of was stuck in my house like everybody else. And after COVID, I started going out because we could.
Right.
And Kiwanis has a bingo every month, and they raise money for kids for scholarships. That's what our Kiwanis group gives their money for. So I went to this bingo, a couple bingos game, and they were having so much fun. I said, I don't know what group you guys belong to, but I want to join. So they said, well, come to a meeting. So I went to their first meeting. Their meetings are at 6:45 in the morning on Wednesdays. And as I'm walking up to the door, John Cheney, who was going to be the next president, said, would you like to be on my board? And I said, well,
The new kid on the block.
what do I have to do? He said, just come. And so I've been on the board ever since.
Okay.
And I love Kiwanis. Kiwanis is all about kids. Everything we do is for kids. All the money we raise goes to kids programs.
Right. We're going to be having Heidi Yaley soon to talk about the Kiwanis International Kiwanis kids and everything on here soon. So that'll be an episode in itself. But yes, Kiwanis is very important. And it's amazing how many people don't even know what it is or have never heard about it.
I had never heard of it. I actually started a K-Kids group. That's a group that International it sponsors and backs in all the schools. K-Kids is for elementary, then junior high is Builders Club, and then high school is Key Club.
Okay.
And it's all about doing community projects, getting kids interested in their community, giving back to their community, working with others, giving them responsibility. So
And that's in many of the schools up here. What schools are these programs in up here in the schools?
Lake George Charter,
Okay.
Merritt, Gateway. What are the other? There's another.
Is there Columbine?
Columbine.
Okay.
They all have K-Kids groups.
Okay. Good. Something good for the kids.
Right. And Woodland Park High School has the high school programs.
Okay. All right. But that's not your main bread and butter here. Your main bread and butter is this building we're sitting in right now, the Pikes Peak Community Center, which is an incredible place. And Geri, tell us more about what this is and what it's yet to be.
Right. So I think we took it over like in January, of this year.
The Historical Society.
The Woodland Park Historical
Okay.
Society took it over from the people that had it in Divide. And so we did a lot of work cleaning and painting and getting it spruced up on the inside.
Go on Facebook, look up the Ute Pass Historical Society, or is it Woodland Park? Because I've seen it written as both. It's Ute Pass?
Ute Pass
Okay.
Historical Society. And if you go online to look up this building, it's Pikes Peak Community Center.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
It's gorgeous. Continue. Okay.
So after we got it all cleaned up and we started talking about what we wanted to do, they asked me if I would be the events coordinator. And I said, I'd love to do that. So my job is to talk to people and get them interested in coming here and hosting events. This building was built to have community events in the 1920s. And that's what we want to get it back to. People coming and having birthday parties, meetings, weddings,
Dances.
dinners, yes.
Okay.
I've had a memorial service for a family that had lost a loved one. Anything that you want to come, and you need to have a place to host an event.
So how big of a space do we have here to use, roughly?
The capacity is 100.
100 people. Okay.
Right.
All
Right.
right. So it's fairly large size. You got a nice kitchen here, and you've got some interesting movie theater seats, I believe.
We do. The movie theater seats, I believe, were given to the Historical Society, or this society here from Victor. There was a theater up there that closed, and somehow they ended up here. And we were like, wow, these seats, people are like, we should get rid of them. We're like, no, that's not it at all. We're looking at them going, we should have movies.
Movie night. Yeah.
So we can move the chairs out, and we have a screen, and hopefully after the first of the year, we're shooting to start having movies.
Okay.
We haven't decided how often,
Right.
but it'll be put out there, and we're going to have all kinds of old time movies, and it'll be a fun time for families to come and enjoy.
So basically, anything you can think of, this space is wide enough to do it. Square dancing and,
Yeah.
any ideas.
Right now I have a lady who just started Pilates and yoga classes.
Pilates and yoga. We have
Bible study. We have a Bible study group that comes in once a week. I have a lady from Colorado Springs that does private dance classes for this elderly couple twice a week, and she's done it for a while.
and you have the Rampart Range Library setting up a satellite
Right.
space here. Tell us a little bit more on that.
They and we are very excited about that. They've I think it's gonna a couple years they're gonna be here. They're gonna set up a satellite library. They're gonna have books and computers, and they're gonna be doing book events with kids.
Right.
And I just don't know all the things
Right.
they're gonna do, but it's
Okay.
gonna be connected to the library.
But their grand opening, so to speak, is October.
I think it's October 1st. That's
I-
what they're shooting for.
Okay, that's the date I have
Right.
for.
And it's not going to interfere with anything we're going to do here. They'll be open Tuesday through Thursday from 10 to 6. And we're going to be able to, they're going to work with us, we're going to work with them, because they're going to help us with events, and we can help them with events also.
Okay.
We're also going to have a marquee, which we're in the process of getting made. It'll be out in front of the building, obviously, so people can, when they go by, they can see events that are coming up
Okay.
that they can check into.
We are getting into the holiday season, so who knows? We may be having a holiday event here, arts and crafts show, anything. So,
Right.
is there a fee to rent the space?
The fee to rent the space is $50 an hour, which is very reasonable. If you're a nonprofit, it's $30 an hour. We do require that people set the building up for their event. They have to set up and clean up. We provide for them, obviously, the building, tables, chairs, and anything else that they need to bring in.
You have a nice sized kitchen here to set up a buffet or set up
Right,
some foods and
right.
everything.
We can
Okay.
we can do that. And I also have a list of people in the area that can cater in. If you want to have a meeting and you want to have
Okay.
some food catering,
All right.
as Thom well knows, he has a catering business, and he is on our list. He
Okay.
has great pastries that he does and charcuterie
Yes.
items.
But it's a neat place, folks. It's in the middle of, basically Lake George to Woodland Park, so it saves you from going all the way down to Woodland Park for some of the nice spots that are there. But the acoustics are great. The interior is phenomenal compared to what it looked like. So even if you're just driving by or go online, look it up, look at it, and think of the possibilities that you can use for, like you said, anything is possible.
Right.
Probably, parties always need to have some type of alcohol sometimes. So do you allow alcohol in here? How are you going to handle
Well,
something like that? Just beer and wine.
That's
maybe.
been a question. The previous people who had it did not allow alcohol. And we've talked about that on our board. And you can have alcohol. You have to get a certificate of liability.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to have an event. That covers you in case there's issues.
Of course.
You can have alcohol, but you need to check with your insurance what the certificate of liability would be. And then when you come to sign your contract, just bring that with you. And then we would be able to have your party with alcohol.
Okay. The other big event coming up is the potato soup supper.
Yes.
Okay, that's always a big thing. Tell us.
Right. The Potato Soup Supper is sponsored by the Ute Pass Historical Society. And I don't know if a lot of people know that in the 1800s, when people were coming up here to mine and farm and do cattle ranches, they grew potatoes and lettuce, which totally blew my mind. I had no idea. There's a couple of lakes up here. One of them is Lake George. And they would, when the lake froze, they had these huge saws. And if you come to the building, you'll see we have one of those saws out in front of the building. And they would cut these big chunks of ice and put them on the train, because the train went into Lake George. And they would stop and load up the ice. And then they would also load the potatoes and the lettuce. And they shipped it all back east. They just loved the potatoes and the lettuce. So we, in honor of that, every year we have a potato soup supper.
How many years has that been happening up here?
I
20?
think
Over 20?
around 20 years.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a big event. And this year we're also going to do, at the same time of the supper, we're also going to do a volunteer appreciation at that dinner also.
Okay.
People that volunteer for the Historical Society. And also, we're going to have a speaker with the Colorado Vintage Baseball Association speaking at our dinner, telling people about it. So we want everybody to look for it on our flyers and come out and watch the game.
Okay, our date again for that?
October 10th, 5 o'clock at the Ute Pass. At the
Pikes
community,
Peak Community
the Pikes
Center.
Peak Community Center here in Divide. Yes.
Okay. Is there a cost? Do we buy a ticket? How do we get a bowl of soup?
We ask for a donation.
Okay.
We have a lot of people that make their famous potato soup recipes. We do salad and rolls, and we do have a dessert. So it's a donation.
So you have people making pots of soup, or how
Yes.
Okay, so how many people do you have usually bringing various
I
pots
think
of soup?
last year we had 6 or 7 big crock pots full of different soups. We had a potato and bacon. I make a potato and chili soup. So there's different varieties.
So people want to submit a pot of soup, they would just get in touch with you through the Pikes Peak Community Center, yes? Or the Historical Society?
We could do that. Either one. You
Okay.
can contact either one,
Okay.
and we can hook them up.
And you said the proceeds from this, for the donations, goes towards
It goes to the Historical Society. The money supports this building plus the events that go on in Historical Society in Woodland Park.
Okay, well, that's even something we haven't even talked about yet. What is that about a little bit, the events that go on there?
The Historical
Yes.
Society? Well, they do tours of, they have vintage cabins and schoolhouse behind the library. It's a historic park.
Okay.
And you can go and they will do tours of the buildings, and they'll talk about what went on in those buildings. They have a lot of artifacts. There's a big mural on the side of the community center in that same area, the park there, that was painted. I don't know the woman who painted it. She lives in Woodland Park, but it tells the history of Woodland Park. It's a beautiful mural.
The side of the Ute Pass Community
Community
Center.
Center, yes.
Goodness.
Yes.
Cultural Center. Oh, gosh. Okay. Cultural Center, Community
There's
Center.
a lot of centers.
I know.
Too many.
It's hard to keep. All right. Well, that gives us some good information on the Ute Pass Community Center. Did you want to talk about Digger?
Oh, yeah. Got to tell you about
Digger. All right. Let's hear about Digger.
Digger. Roger Digger Haddix is the speaker at the Potato Soup Supper. And yes, the public is all invited, and we will have there not only Digger, but there's ways to sign up and be members with us and contribute to us, and like Geri just said. But Digger, I got to tell you, he's published some absolutely incredible books about the vintage baseball in general that happened all over these United States. But in particular, there were those baseball teams that were in Cripple Creek. Woodland Park had a team. down in Colorado Springs, they would actually, and he'll talk about this. I don't want to tell you everything because the guy is amazing. Little Digger is something else, but he does talk about the Midland train when it came through. They had a special excursion for just the baseball games that would come up here, and they would sell out every time. He'll tell you all about it, but you folks listening, you should really try to make this. It's a real exciting thing. Plus the game itself on the next day, on the 11th at 1:00, with the fire department just on fire to play these guys. So anyway, I'll let you have that.
All right. So Geri, one last question. If Woodland Park had a time capsule, what would you, as Geri Reffel, put into it?
Ooh, what would I put in the time capsule? I can't even.
I say put Digger in there.
Apparently he's small enough, according to Charlie. Digger is small enough to fit into a time capsule. Sorry, Digger. No pun intended.
I would put in there, there's a lot of, it's hard to think of what I would put in there. That kind of, you put me
Caught
on
you
the
off
spot
guard
there.
on that one. Yeah.
I think I would put something in there about all the activities that go on around Woodland Park at this time.
Okay.
And
what you were part of, what you accomplished with the various business, what the Kiwanis and you did, what the Historical Society and you did, the Community Center and you did. So yeah, your contribution, I think, would be important for people to know. Wow, she was a trailblazer. She did this to create this. Maybe
my great grandfather brought wagon trains of people to Colorado. They went to Ben's Fort. He actually, I found out not long ago that he and his brother actually took train loads of goods up to Cripple Creek during the mining time.
Okay.
And then they eventually ended up in Brighton, Colorado, and they ended up moving to Fort Collins, and they helped settle Fort Collins.
Nice.
And he was one of the first naturalized citizens in Colorado. So I really like history.
Okay. So you'd be sharing history in that time capsule with people.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Geri, that gives us information on Kiwanis, gives us information on the Historical Society and the Community Center and the baseball games. So, yeah, a lot going on. So we appreciate you taking time to join us today on Teller Time. Look forward to having you again, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
All right. We were going to get into our local happenings and events. We've got a State of the County breakfast Wednesday at the Ute Pass Cultural Society on September 24th from 7:30 to 9 a.m. with Dan Williams.
Cultural Center.
Cultural Center. First it was Bergman Park. Now it's Cultural Center. I got to do more research on my speeches here. All right. Cultural Center. Okay. The Community Garden finds a new home on actually today. It's the event called In Full Bloom, a garden celebration. It will feature garden tours, food tastings, and kid-friendly activities, such as painting a rock for Jake the Rock Snake. It's organized by the Community Partnership Family Resource Center from 3:30 to 5:30 at City Hall. Saturday at 1 p.m. at Hunt Homestead, which is located at 720 U.S. Highway 24, Suite B. There's going to be an energy testing made simple, testing the energy of your body, testing the energy of some of the foods that you put in your body. In case no one knows, Hunt Homestead is across the street from Park State Bank. Park State Bank has a big event this weekend. Actually, they got two events. They're going to be having a block party, 10 to 2 p.m., commemorating their 60th anniversary here in Teller County, Woodland Park. Ice cream, yard games, live music, among many other happenings. Plus, there'll be a new display going on in the Eichmann Gallery, which is the art gallery inside the bank. And an art reception is being held from 11 to 2 with quite a variety of paintings. So you're going to come enjoy the happenings of Park State Bank, ice cream, and then just see some really nice artwork. And it would be wrong of me not to just discuss the 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony that was held today at Lions Park. It was a powerful moment for Woodland Park to come together in reflection and unity. It was held at 9 a.m. It honored the thousands of lives lost on September 11th, 2001. paid tribute to the extraordinary courage of first responders. Plus, it was just nice because I was there myself along with Geri Reffel, and it was just nice to see the amount of people that were in Lions Park. Lions Park is just a fountain of information in itself with everything. So I recommend parents take your kids there and explain to them what it's all about, because after what's happened yesterday with the kids and Charlie Kirk, there's a lot of stress going on right now, and it needs to be addressed. Kids, we all need to know how to handle it. So going to the park, it's restful, it's peaceful, but it's also just some good history there. Charlie or Geri, you want to add anything to that at all?
I think it's important because a lot of the kids nowadays, if you're under 24, you didn't experience it. So all of us that were around and experienced it need to make sure that the younger generation remembers what happened and know the impact it had on all of our lives and the world. So we cannot let that go away, and we can't let it happen again. So
Never forget is the tagline. I think everyone will remember.
Right.
Charlie, you got any comments?
Yeah, yesterday on September 10th was just a dark, tragic day for the country, for the state, for our area. With the kids in Evergreen and the shootings involving Evergreen and Charlie Kirk, I got to say, as the president of the Historical Society and helping sponsor this broadcast at Teller Time and the Community Center, all that combined, our thoughts and prayers definitely go out deeply to the families and the children and people all involved. We should look forward to peace and ways to communicate together without any violence or anything of that nature. So all of us should try to keep that in mind. It's life's just too short. Thank you, Thom, for letting me say that.
Thank you. That was a great message, Charlie. And yes, thank you everyone for listening today. Coming up next week on our next episode, Heidi Yaley will be here to talk about Kiwanis International, what it is, and why you should get involved. So that's a wrap on today's Teller Time. Thanks for tuning in. If something stirred your spirit or sparked an idea, share it, live it, pass it on. Voices build vision. Live the story only that you can write. This is your host, Thom Seehafer, and Charlie Chambers and Geri Reffel, signing off with gratitude and grit. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, keep time sacred. Have a great day, folks.